Alright, guess we're here. So I'm currently in between Eos and Elysium, but at the same time, on my alt account, I am doing a little bit of surface mining, so it's kind of it's going to be a fairly boring day. I've just got stuff I have to do. I've got to move a whole bunch of materials from Elysium back to Eos, and I've got a bunch of materials I have to do. Just the boring stuff of Starbase. So I need to. I'm not in a crater. I'm trying to collect some Bastion here. For some more storage containers. I also need Arcanium for things, and I can get quite a few of those materials just from not paying attention. So we'll delete so I can get Arcanium and Ymmerium and Bastion. And Hatterite I just sell, and Cootonium I got loads of. So the Cootonium and the Hatterite I just sell. That's just cash for me, which I think I will use to turn around and buy Vocarium and Ice instead of trying to mine it. It's just too much of a hassle. So, and Zallium. I don't need very much Zallium. So if I sell those three things off after I get a good stockpile, then I think I'm pretty good. But right now, I've only just got started here. I still have a little while. I still have 14 minutes. So this is the kind of boring part of Starbase. I don't like showing my screen. I don't like sharing the screen, but it's the only way to allow me to show the alternate screen. That didn't work. Suppose that's better. Hello to anyone who has just shown up. Like I said in the description, there's not a whole lot going on. I am attempting to do a bunch of things at once, and none of it's exciting. It's just kind of housekeeping. The housekeeping of Starbase. I need to move a bunch of stuff from the Elysium planet to my cap ship, and then get it back to it's getting hot in here. Then I have to move it back to Eos, and I've got to haul a bunch of stuff to back to Origin or to Arma to sell it off. I also need to make a better nav chip for here. I've got too many navigation chips all for the same spot. There's no good way to organize them. Somebody has to come up with a better way to organize them. There just has to be a better way. Of all the complaints, that's high on the list. I wish they fit in a YOLO chip slot, like in a memory relay or in a socket. At least then I could put them on a ship. Hi Damage, hi Dirty. I could put them on a ship and, you know, mark them, organize them better, but I don't know. So, but nothing much going on here. I got 11 minutes here, and I am just zapping away here. Yesterday Xenon asked if he could use this base, and he asked for permissions, which I of course said yes. Because the crater, wherever it is, the crater is over there, is awesome. Though I wish I had and I might get a drill type miner for the crater. The craters are so uneven that the surfacer doesn't do as well in craters as it does on surfaces. So like I would take this particular surfacer to... There's a moon somewhere that the surface is like all the basic ores. Freefall told me at some point which one it was, and it has like all the normal stuff you get out of asteroids, so Bastion, Vocarium, all of those cheap ores that you need a million of. One of the moons has it. And I would probably just have this guy doing that constantly, because I just go through so much. You need so much of it for stupid things like Carnite filler tools. Is it Carnite? One of the filler tools requires a bunch of Bastion. Oh, I guess this guy can't make it. Filler tools. See, that requires Bastion and Bastion. It's not much, but I go through so much. Like, ice is the big one. So much ice. Look, there's 10 plus stacks of ice and another 10 plus stacks of ice. So one refill on each of those is 20 stacks of ice. Now, is ice hard to get? No, it's not hard to get. I just don't want to fly around doing asteroids manually. And the YOLO on my ring miner needs completely overhauled. It just does not work right like it used to. Something's up with it. It sort of works. It sort of doesn't work. Like, I can see it tracking down the asteroid. Like, it finds the asteroid and it approaches it, and then it just kind of slams into it and bangs it around. So some of the YOLO is no longer working. So I have to go through and rewrite all that YOLO, and I just haven't yet. Because I'll probably have to write it all from scratch, because I don't know what most of the time I spend doing nothing. Well, that's why I have to use alternate accounts. The surface mining is fine on alternate accounts. So like Farpoint is my primary account, and he will be the guy that builds and does stuff. And the other two will just be surface miners and hauling stuff around. So this game lends itself well to multiple accounts, especially now that I've gotten Sandboxy working. It's not so bad. I scared myself earlier today. I thought I broke my cap when I just clicked off one of these buttons. I couldn't figure out what happened, and I just turned that off. I found that funny. It was a moment of panic, because I haven't had a disconnect or a hanger unrecognized since I went ahead and I changed these beams just like I thought. They were causing the problems. Something about the way they were attaching. But since I fixed them, there has not been a single disconnect. I want to spend some more time on stuff like that on the PTU. On the PTU, I built a capital ship for testing. So I'll be able to do a bunch of frame testing there. I built a real basic capital ship, and then I'll extend it into a second zone, and where I'll be able to do all the testing in the second zone and see what causes disconnects, while always having a working reference capital in the first zone. So we'll see how it works out, but that's the plan, is to do a bunch of testing there. We've got like 5 more minutes here. 6 more minutes. Which really, yeah. So when it says 5, it really means 6. Because it'll sit at 0. No, I don't have big plans for today. There's just a bunch of stuff that needs done. A bunch of dumb stuff that all takes, 15, 20 minutes at a time, but capital ships need frames? Yeah, they need frames. And they need to work. And if they break, your whole ship breaks. But we're not really sure why or how. I can't imagine what the framing looks like in your pyramid, Xenon. And hello, by the way. Did you find your way into the... You removed... we couldn't have removed them all. You have to have... Oh, do you have the frame bypass? Do you have the frame integrity bypass turned on? That would be the only way I can see you. Oh, you have no beams. Yeah, without the frame integrity... With the frame integrity bypass put in, yeah, you don't need any of that stuff. Which is pretty funny. Though in my little bit of experimentation, I was able to get the frame integrity rating down to 0% and still have a valid, and still be able to jump. If that makes any sense. I had 0 frame integrity, and I was able to get it to jump. So that that whole need 60% is not true. Hi Vega. I think the reason that 60% thing comes up is essentially if you have a frame integrity lower than 60%, you just have somewhere in the frame that's actually broken. Something's not connected. But if you're intentionally killing your frame integrity rating, you can have everything be connected and have a terrible frame integrity. So I'm not really sure what it matters. I'm sure there was a line of logic there somewhere about frame integrity, but whether they removed that line and just left the, they just kind of negated all of those features, or I don't know. Oh, look, we're coming up on the Pyramid of Xenon. I wonder if he's going to be at the same spot we are. We can take a look at it while we're here. Are you on the surface, Xenon? Are you mining? Oh, you're charged for Arma. Still need a chip for Arma. I don't have one, so I either have to fly over there manually and get one, or sucker one of you guys into taking me over there so I can make a chip. That would be awesome. Any chip over that direction is fine. Just get me close, and then I can make my own chip with my nav ship. It's just... Other than that, I just have to fly the, whatever it is, 200 kilometers to get there. Come on, we gotta be almost there. Yeah, jeez. Alright, let's, this one. Let's check this out. Still going. Nowhere near full. It fills strangely sometimes. Like that's filling the middle first. Oh, look, the sun's coming up. It can be a very pretty game. Awesome, Vega. I do have a nav ship. I have one of Arcanus's nav ships. That's my really fancy ship is the nav ship. Oh, here comes Xenon's monster. That reminds me of Stargate and the Goa'uld ships. Alright, now we are going to grab... yeah, I don't know. I would, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's fly over there. I'm going to take this operated ship. This one. This is, oh, it's an actual perfect pyramid. Did you take the old one completely down? And I see you hid your, I see the bottom of the hangar cube there. You hit it better this time? And it's bigger. Yours wasn't quite, I still got lots of fuel rods. Oh, I should really double check and make sure it's empty. I have a habit of, there. Leaving stuff in this ship. No, we're good. So this is Dirty's 1248 crate. Let's take a peek, see if we can look up under the skirt here. How many thrusters do I see? 9 on each corner? Is that all? That's not too many. Well, if it's just... Oh, had you used plates, you could have made it way lighter. But you used plating modules. It's completely hollow except for the very top. That's awesome. Very awesome. So I always have to aim way over here to start out. And then we'll turn the cruise on. It might be hard to see on there, but he did a good job of those don't look supported. None of it's supported. He said he has the same cheat code that you have. So if you guys probably can't see it, but Dirty managed to wedge the names of all these buttons in this little tiny exposed part of the... I don't know if that's what's under there. Is it a progress bar? A small progress bar under there, maybe? 12 kilometers a second is nice. At least I pretend to have this stuff supported. I mean, if you're gonna break the rules, you might as well just go whole hog. So let's see, I'm going to fly, I fly this direction for a while under power to get away from the crater. And then I'll turn the power off and let gravity take me in. But if I just let gravity take me in, always just drags me straight into that crater. But I like this. This is actually a mining ship. It's not a hauler. I use it as a hauler. But I like it. Some of the things I dislike, though, are some of these buttons are a little hard to read just because of the distance. Other than that, I really can't complain. It has a bit of a weak roll, is all I can say. This is not anything he doesn't know about. But other than that, I don't mind it at all. I'd like some more up thrust too when landing. But it's 1200 crates, so it's fantastic for this purpose. I guess I can turn the cruise off at this point. And now we wait. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I heard... I'm not pushing the sound to you guys, but I can hear it. This does a pretty good job. I have it going fast, so it doesn't always make a perfectly smooth bottom. I set it so it makes a perfectly smooth bottom, and then I kind of inch the speed up until it's kind of going as fast as it can while still collecting all the crumbs. Oh, stop that. So there's no crumbs left in the trail, at least not very many. I try to have it go as fast as I can. Turn that fall thing off. Gravity boots just about killed me there. Inventory. Should take about an hour to fill if you're going pretty quickly. If you're going too slowly, it takes a lot longer to fill. The only thing I delete is the Valkite. I wanted to build another storage sphere, but I was 200 and some stacks of Bastion short. So that's what we're doing. This is one of the Lucium craters. Yes, this gets you Lucium, Yimrium, all the good stuff. Zallium, Plutonium. But I'm not in the crater there, I'm just at the surface of the moon. That's just outside of my own base. So I'm, Oh, Rusty B-Dog just signed in. I thought you were going to work. It doesn't seem that far from Moon City. I guess not. At some point, I'm gonna give away my position enough and somebody's gonna care. Oh, the game keeps crashing? I wonder why the game crashes. I can give you a you just want a ships. What do I know that's there? The meteor is there. Where is it? So there's I just gave you operator for a ship called the Meteor. If you want to bolt it to that, if you can't seem to get it anywhere else. The Meteor is the space bike. If when opening the build menu breaks. So what I have learned just from my own observations is that when you're on a capital ship, The game must store some of the capital ship information on your character itself. I probably do Vega. I don't know if I'm linked to it. I guess we can find out. Anyways, I think the game stores some amount of. It doesn't look like I'm currently have one. It must store some amount of the capital ship information on your character, and when you move to another capital ship, it will kind of hang on to that some of that information and apply it to the new capital ship you're on. So I was able to, and the only reason I know this is I moved from my big capital ship, which is obviously very broken, and I flew to my little capital ship, which is fine. When I opened the build menu, I could actually see the warp frame integrity value of the capital ship I was no longer on. Like, I could look over and see the build zone, 2 kilometers away, and it said, 87%. So some of that information must be tied to your character, at least briefly. So I think sometimes when your ship breaks, when other characters are coming around, it's because there's some sort of interference between the information supplied by the current ship as opposed to the leftover information from the last ship you were on. Oh, wrong button. So, and it's once again, like a lot of things with capital ship, that seems anecdotal, but I think that right. So I think it's more, the information isn't just when you're in that build menu. It's holding on to that information somewhere, and then it's referencing it at other times. I think that's why when you get a bunch of endos around your ship, your capital, stuff starts to break. It's because there's a collision of non-congruent information. Hey Lingen, congratulations on your driving test. Don't crash. I have not had a significant crash into the moon yet. I have clipped the corners of the surfacer a couple of times, but I don't really call that a crash. That's just terrible piloting within hover range of the ground. So my theory has always been I fly to the ground until I'm within like 10 kilometers of the ground or something, and then I start pulling up like I would an airplane. I'm doing okay. I have just a whole bunch of housekeeping stuff that I need to do today, so I've been finding less and less time outside of my stream to play Starbase. And when I am playing Starbase, I'm trying to get paneling on the outside of the capital ship, which just takes loads of time. I spend a lot of time just building hundreds of beams or panels. So I've gotten to the point where I just have to start doing some of this housekeeping stuff on the stream. I never thought I would have an ore storage issue, because I never thought I would have that many ores. And I'm finding I'm constantly running out of space for ores. But I think the easiest way is I just need to start building thrusters for my capital ship, and that will consume a lot of them. So right now we're gonna have to make a couple of these trips to free up some maybe start over from scratch with the laborer. I certainly wouldn't start with the laborer. I would probably get a hold of ARCs free ship the, I think it's called the larva. And not because the laborer is terrible, but just have yourself a little bit of creature comforts, and his larvae is a pretty awesome ship. The other one is grab one of Oakham's early ships. Well, you're always welcome to steal ore if you need something dirty. I should make sure and give you permission to get to all the storage spheres. I wouldn't even know if it was missing. So what I end up doing now is I point up until I see particles go in the appropriate direction. There we go. Well, the ARC ship doesn't cost anything. It's a free blueprint. Oh, you're gonna make all the needed ships. Oh yeah, you can keep that. I get the point of starting over. But building all of the ships is... I wish. I really, really want to be good at that. But let's be honest. Let's know our limitations, and the other thing I can see on being nice on here, Dirty, is a one of the speedometers that shows you your rate of descent. Like the surfacer has two speedometers, one that's forward and one that's down. So it would be nice to have to know how fast you are descending. A slip indicator? Oh, you're gonna stream it? Absolutely. So I don't watch people stream Starbase for a couple of reasons. Either it's just the SSC, which in itself is interesting, but as somebody who doesn't like the SSC, it's pretty boring after a little while. No, I can watch Happy. He does a pretty good job of explaining what he's doing. Or the other people that stream Starbase don't talk. And half the time when I'm watching somebody stream something, I'm not actually watching the screen. I'm just kind of listening with it in the background, and I want them to say something. So I prefer Pi. Has been nice to watch. Proximity on. Do I have proximity on? Yeah, that only works when you're within 1,000 feet of the ground, or 1,000 meters of the ground. No one wants to read the text. Nope, nobody wants to read. Well, I don't mind watching videos if it's an informational video. Yeah, I think I'm in the minority where I try and talk all the time, which is utterly hilarious to my wife and kids because I'm not a talker in real life. Yeah, I will make a chip for this spot before I leave. I only have the original chip that was given to me, and I need to make a new one that has the appropriate naming convention, because it bothers me when the chips all have different naming conventions. Come on, go down a little faster. I'm so terrified of hitting the ground. It is one of the reasons I like the surfacer, but I don't turn on the surfacer's landing until I'm within 1,000 feet of the ground. But I trust it more than I trust myself. Oh, I can see the ship hangar, so we're close. There's the bubble. We're in. Come on, go down. No, I'm not gonna crash. This is a borrowed ship. I had a weird thing the other day, where I had both of my characters logged in, and they couldn't see each other. They were standing next to one another, but they could not see one another. Does this not have reverse thrusters? I have not flown the car yet. I just downloaded the blueprint yesterday. I've just been swamped with real life stuff. And come on, land, you piece of crap. This is where I think landing gear, ships need landing gear. Even if it's just so you hit the ground even. So let's see, do I have a bunch of ores here? I shouldn't. I thought I cleared out most of my... It's a little bit of Okarium, that's no big deal. So we should see the surfacer running. Well, they only are worthwhile when you're in a safe zone. The surfacer should be... Yeah, it's over there. So what we'll do is we'll pull up some storage cores, move some stuff around. Now, I don't have the fancy storage cores with all the lights and the glass and stuff because I didn't want to build them. Belly plopping into the safe zone. That's really what I need a ship built specifically for, is belly flopping into a safe zone. No hangar detected. So I do have issues with this hangar, being that it's not supported very well. Slant at all. Do I not have the storage cores? What are we talking about? G. Not H. Alright. You must not have access to those storage cores. Storage sphere. Access. R point. Add operator. Far point. Add operator. Ooh. Inventory. Oh, he's almost full. A couple minutes he'll be full. It's probably good enough. We'll fly back, then we can... Alright, I usually wait a second, and then go up. Turn around. The trick is to not go so high that you turn off hover mode. But it makes a nice trench, doesn't it? I got a sneak peek of Brewster's Mark II of this. I didn't get to use it, he just showed me a picture of it, and it's significantly different. Ace Tech, which ones? Vega? I don't know anything about Ace Tech. When I played before, I didn't pay attention to what anybody else was doing. I might as well have had been playing on single player mode. The only ships I ever bought were just off of the SB Creators site, and because I did buy the Marmot and I hated it. And I think I just left it in space and decommissioned it. I hated it. Alright, I have found things can get a little... Ace's bits balls are great looking. Big balls. No, this is Dark Wii U's big balls, I guess you would call it. Alright, things get weird here. I got two players next to each other. So, so things might get a little strange. I had the pleasure, whew, of logging them in next to each other and turn host own ships off. Okay, let's see. Gameplay. I think hosting's... Where is hosting? Is that graphics? Nope. Transponders, controls. It's got to be under gameplay. Nope, not tool options. Controls. Gameplay, last row. That's ship build mode. Ships and safe zones. Host owned ships. There we go. So these characters are not... Look at him coming down now. Okay, stop. Escape. Continue. Now it's hosting. Now there will be input lag, but I don't really care. Why you're trying to hit the ground, I don't know. Let's just turn power off. Yeah, I don't know if I like this, but turn power off. What in the is going on? Stop. Janky goodness. Yeah, I don't know about turning hosting own ships off, because that's not working. I've never had this problem before. I've had the hosting issue. I know now. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, I'm not sure this is better. I just need to get it to a place where it stops doing stuff. No, I'm not going 2 kilometers up. Give it a second. Awesome. Hopefully the ship didn't come apart. Yeah, great. I'm a host of 3/4 of a ship. That was certainly the response I was looking for. Yeah, but why did they fall off? Like, all sorts of shit fell off. See, that whole don't host the ship things, I've never had any of these issues before. Like, sure, I've had some weird rubber banding, but I'm gonna have to repair it, is what it is, but do I even have the right tools? Where's my weld tool? Oh, awesome. I'll just repair it once I get them back in the ship. I shouldn't need pieces then. But now the ship is trying to be all stupid. Come on. So I've never had an issue before, so I'm gonna I've always had the issue of where the hosting switches back and forth and things get weird, but I've never had the ship come apart before. We'll just use a weld block. Yeah, well, so I don't know. I think they're going to be too big. Yeah, there's too big to grab. Yeah, I think we're screwed. The U-tool wizard thingy, what? And oh, and try to repair it or what? Yeah, this thing's up here. Oh my gosh, that's not gonna work. This blueprint is far too complicated for that. Yeah, almost, and then I... This one. Well, I don't see that, but let me try. Yeah, I would have to repair it with the repair tool, which... Let's see if I can get these to hold in place. And then I'll just put it in the... And then... The problem is I don't know if I have all the materials. Like, I don't know if I could repair all of these. Yeah, as long as I can get it, if I get these pieces together. If I can weld them in place enough to fly over there. So I think something happened when when I said don't host. That's when it fell apart, is when I said no longer host my own ship. It is the servicer. What? What about safe mode? I'll have to look. No, if I log off. If I log off what? Yeah, I was just gonna store it and then repair it if I could get these pieces to... I think this piece is too big to nudge, is what I'm... I'm not sure if you've noticed, but getting accounts near each other, problematic, yeah. I've had the hosting issues before, but never when only the twitching, twerking, screen jumping thing. I've never had the ship come apart before. I think I'll just try and move down. Yeah, the pickaxe. Let me in the chair. I don't have the what? Oh, I just have to use the other chair. I should better just use these controls. I don't know. Look, now they're floated away completely. All sorts of shit's coming off now. I just picked some of this stuff up. What is going on? Oh, this is so much of a pain in the ass. I said I've never had anything like this before. Yeah, I don't know. There's more stuff coming apart. Come on, can we get him onto this rail? This is kind of it's a chore at this point. Like, can I do it? Now we're in a safe zone. So let's see, ships. Oh, it's it's an operated ship, surfacer. Safe zone is turned on, so so I need to turn it back on. Yeah. Read and checking. I saw it was... I can't change it. That's the problem. I have to log the other character in. So is it just gonna break off? Is it what you're saying? Sensitivity minimum. Minimum. I think that's it. Power's on. Oh yeah, we could probably turn turtle on. Is it gonna move? It won't move at all. Whoop. It won't turn at all, anyways. Will it strafe? Oh, that came off already. That's funny. So that's what safe mode did. Alright, let's just fly it over there. Can I just fly it over there? Let's see if we have enough. I can't believe this. Just F it, and I'll figure out what the resources are. Yeah, put it in my inventory. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I have enough room in station inventory. Oh, this turned into a disaster. Oh, are you gonna let me store ship? Yes. The check is just, do I have enough materials to fix it? If I do have enough materials to fix it, then I just recycle all that shit. Yeah, I'm not turning... I don't... Lucky or not, it's still a huge pain in the ass. I don't really care about the stuff. I wish it wasn't in the safe zone if I can just afford to repair it. The trick is, do I have to empty the ship first? Because hopefully there's enough storage space for this stuff. Only if there's enough space in the ship. Say there's not enough space. Oh, nope. Cargo not used in the car will be moved to the... I have everything we need, so we can just fix it. Awesome. Do I have a recycle tool? Yeah, sure, lasers go crazy, I get it. I've just never had any issues with it. And of course I don't have a recycle tool, do I? Nope. Alright, let's do... If you always host the ship you are flying, you don't have any problems. Well yeah. That's not the... Unfortunate. Yeah, weird stuff happens. I was here at one point when I had the surfacer and that account sitting here on the ground. Are your alt having owned ship? It's Farpoint's ship at this point. Which is, like I said, it's never ever been an issue before because I don't really bring them together very often. But today I decided to, which decided to not be a good thing. Oh, there's gonna be... Hopefully... Will this stuff despawn by itself? Or will it just lay here forever? Well, because it's a hard point in frames, right? It's considered a ship. Oh, there's no thrusters. If these would go away, I would leave them. But I just don't care. I think there's a scooter here somewhere. Yeah. I don't know why we can't manually say always host this ship. Like, just don't give a ship an option to switch hosts. Well, right, it's not currently part of the game. It should work. Hosting, I've always had it on. I've never ever turned off host-owned ships until just a second ago when you suggested it. I don't know why I would ever not... I don't know why I would ever not host your own ships if it causes such problems. Yeah, well, why would that even be an option? So, and I mean... Yeah, there's really no reason to turn it. What? No? Oh. I've known that sometimes the display won't work, but I've never realized why it didn't work.
And if they do it again, sometimes it might work again. It's stupid. It's the dumbest. Actually, that's not.
Well, I wonder if it's the same reason why somebody looking at your capital ship can break. It's the same thing. There's some piece of information that you're both... that it's... you're essentially giving two inputs to the same... whatever the check. There's a check somewhere that both of you are giving a piece of conflicting information to.
But yeah, I hope it just won't be an issue in the tournament.
Yeah, I wouldn't use advanced displays in the tournament. I would have the simplest... the simplest thing.
Technology is just so neat, and it's
but you don't need it in a tournament.
It helps.
But you don't need to know how much ammo you have. Who cares? You're just gonna pull the trigger until you're dead anyways.
No, it's not about that. It's about... It's not about knowing how much ammo you have. It's about knowing where... Well, let's just say it's some new secret sauce we found out.
Alright, let's see. I need to connect to something that has a... Which character is this? Oh, this is him. Where is the big... Awesome.
Yeah,
Where's my ship?
Oh, didn't you despawn it?
Not the hauler. Don't think.
But yeah, no, it's the, I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's like one really neat piece of new tech we found out, and we are planning on using it in a fighter.
Well, it certainly isn't 98% of the time, because I've literally done this a few dozen times and never had an issue. But my entire ship is now missing.
Oh. Well, that's awesome.
Well, I'm praying that it somehow despawned on its own. Oh, it says it's in space. The hauler. I did not despawn the hauler. I despawned the surfacer. I did not despawn the hauler.
That's interesting. It's not in the ship's list either, you say.
Well, it said in space.
Huh?
See, it says it's in space. It was parked over here. Remember, I slammed it into the ground.
Is it? Well, that's just awkward then.
Where did it put it?
That is reasonably annoying.
All right. You logged out in a station on a ship. I was not on the ship. I logged out standing over there with the ship over here. Or over there. I don't remember which spot it was, but I wasn't on a ship. And I log out sitting in the chair all the time.
Yeah, never had that issue.
No, I log out sitting in the seat all the time. Oh, this is frustrating.
Yeah, no, for fighters it's the case.
I'm assuming it had to do with hosting, and it got confused on hosting. And now it's not. It went somewhere magical. So the other thing that weird happened is I was here once. I logged in both characters, and it launched the surfacer 5 kilometers into the space.
That's hilarious.
I was able to but I do this exactly what I've done here today. I've done multiple times with 2 endos. This process is not a new thing. The fact that a spaceship is missing is new. No. Well, yeah, the ship apparently pulled some bullshit. The surfacer's in repair. Oh no. Yeah, I do this all the time. I fly that hauler down here. I futz around with trading the ores. I will connect back and forth between the ships and move ore around, and I don't ever have any issues. I get some lag, but and sometimes I'll get that weird epilepsy seizure thing that it does when it switches hosting. But I have never had a ship disappear.
Those, your alt account see the ship.
No, that's what this is. I'm currently looking on the alt account. So I'm going to main menu them both. Let them completely... Yeah, that's what I mean. This is all new. The only different thing I did today was turn off the ship hosting on that one, which I can't see that as being the problem, but that's the only thing that I... And I've never had a ship break either. The only thing I've ever had go wrong is the twitching.
Oh, that red dot up there.
It says overlapping frame component.
Yep.
That's on the ham.
He's on a fresh ship.
Hmm?
Oh no, I'm just screaming at the station. Right.
Oh, I'll have to talk to... It's not even my ship. I don't even know how I can talk... Oh, that's such bullshit. Alright, first thing I need to do is change this setting back. Because that was not gameplay. Host-owned ships. Meh, it's an old one. Yeah, but it's the one I got. It's not about it being an old one. It's about it being the one I've got. F me. You never used this setting because you are not online if the problem showed up. What do you mean I'm not? So this hangar's broken again.
That's also a funny thing. I can't work on my cap ship around Arma because the microcaps are insane.
So it still sees this one is in repair for 30 seconds. Can only change the host if you leave the range. Only change the setting, do nothing. Oh, you need to leave. I'm just saying, I didn't. It's always worked with the way that I've done it, which is by doing a whole lot of nothing. It's in space somewhere. Where in space? I don't know.
Game, tell me.
Surfacer. Spawn. Alright, well I'll have to fly up and get a badger. That's the whole point. I'll have to fly the badger back down here. Yeah, Kai can bring it back. That's it's super frustrating. 'Cause it should be right there. Well, my biggest...
Did the surfacer get spawned outside, halfway outside the hangar?
It always does. After I repair...
Oh, it's center of mass.
Yeah, it must not be centered in the blueprint is all. The ship seems all fixed though. Oh, that's super frustrating. Alright. I'll have to... oh, that's right, it moved all the ores. Oh, coming down!
Remember to turn off station build mode before swapping out fuel rods. Learned that the hard way.
This is why I never park a ship in a station with a hangar. I leave my ship inside my capital ship parked all the time. And I leave my ship in space at the station all the time. I leave ships floating around here all the time. Today is the first time I've had any issue whatsoever. So we're gonna have to insurance transfer. Yep, never lost a. I've never lost a.
No, I just don't park them inside the safe zone because mostly I have trust issues with my cap ships. Someone jumping my cap ship, even though it's like 3 people that have access to it.
Oh, I don't have. I don't know. What are they gonna do? Take it? If they take it, whatever.
No, it's I'm on my cap ship all the time anyways, but it's like well, my ship would get left behind. It's like I know I would forget that.
Oh yeah, I don't. Oh, I must have left the. Nope, they're there. I was thinking I left the generators running, but I didn't.
I actually just have to like on 0.01 or 0.001% running, and they just kind of charge the reconstruction machine. Doesn't necessarily go faster with more power. That's what I noticed at least.
Yeah, I don't know. I just turn it on and walk back. I waste so much exorium anyways that the.
I'm still wondering what will happen to that one piece that I broke in the game. Because that's what I'm apparently good at.
That you did what?
Oh, breaking the game.
What did you break?
Let's just say it's something little sketch.
All the lasers are moving parts, just the way it is. I didn't build it, but that's the way it is. Let's see, operated. It's this one. Oh, now it says other station. Oh, no. Not reachable. Not reachable. I don't remember what the name of that one was. I would have thought it said in space.
Well, in space if it's close, other station if it's or not reachable if it's too far away.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, let's find our way down. Maybe we can find it.
Or at least I think that's how it works.
We will see about.
I'm wrong about many things.
Yeah, the only time they move is when you first turn the lasers on and they adjust. They don't swing back and forth. They just are. They're just to get the correct angles. Because it's not a perfect angle to make all those lasers point at the same spot.
Seems like you can just fix mount them.
But they're all at. It's not a one particular angle.
You'll just have them all at different angles then.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can get them. You can't in the SSC know what that angle is the problem.
Yes.
You'd have to, because they're all adjusted with YOLO to make them perfect. Everything's turned on, right? Turn off turtle.
It does make sense, I guess.
Right? Because those lasers, they all point in a perfectly straight line. They all point at the ground at the same place. Once you turn the lasers on, they all point where they're supposed to and they don't move. I don't think you could do it by hand in the SSC without being able to know.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I don't know.
Yeah, one of the annoying parts in this is sometimes I bolt something, right? And it just visibly moves.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's just like when you're watching stuff and you're moving, like all these bolts are wiggling, all the buttons are wiggling. Well, there's 30
yes.
lasers and they all point in a perfect straight line, but they're all from 3 different angles. So it's
Well,
not that
yes,
it's
but it was
impossible, but it's...
a plate, right?
Hmm?
They bolt it to the frame, and it shifts.
Yeah.
Which I guess for a plate it's fine, but if you try to exactly precisely line up or designate with the tracker, it's not.
I think there's snapping even when you have snapping turned off. I think there's some sort of...
No, I do.
I think there's some sort of micro snapping still going on.
And it might be floating point error, that's what I blame it on. But yeah, it's the why did it have to shift when bolted? It's like I had to bolt an LD test on someone's ship, right? And it's like the frame was horrid. Like nothing was straight, all macro gaps. Like he could not bolt it straight on. So the solution I had to do was have a beam next to it, bolt it to the beam, then bolt these hard points to the other ship frame, then remove the beam. Which it worked apparently. I don't know why or how it worked, but it did.
Well, he's rebuilt the entire surfacer, but it's not going to use turntables anymore. But I don't know exactly how it functions or how much he's let out. But it's a moot point. The old surfacer is the way it is, and the new one's totally different. Oh, speed, go! Why are you not... Oh, I have to turn off auto drift. This has an anti-drift in it. Let's turn off smoothing and anti-drift. It'll sit there in space and fight gravity, I think.
Yeah, it does that.
I'm like, why are we not moving? It'll
It's
fight
kind of-
gravity.
It's actually kind of neat that when ships do that, because you could be like, 8-10 kilometers above the surface, stand still and just hang out.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I've never flown this down into gravity, but I will have to talk to Kai about getting that other ship back.
So that one day when you were at, I forgot which station, there was a ship just hovering in the sky. Yeah, that was one of the inertia dampener scripts at work.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, because I was able to do is sit on the ship, go prone, and use the Gauss rifle.
Oh yeah, that's... Yeah, that was the day with Pegrin.
Yes, that.
Oh, I should... Alright, now I guess we're gonna do this part again. Yeah, we don't... Sure, close. Ugh.
That's 600 meters. Or my math just is completely wrong.
Oh, I have to... I will message Kai.
That's way to communities actually.
This is the least productive day I've had in ages. I was supposed to be doing...
At least it's still productive, I guess.
No, it's not. It's anti-productive. I lost my hauler. This is the opposite of
You're a
productive.
baller.
Well, it's the one that I was using. Just because I borrowed it and didn't give it back, it's still mine.
And you didn't not give it back. It just came back suspiciously more polished than you got it.
Well, I borrowed it from Dirty Human, and then I just
I gave it
conveniently haven't returned it yet.
Yeah.
I feel like I just did this a little bit ago.
Deja vu.
Just don't tell the owner.
It's like when
He'll
it's
never
really
catch on.
hard. It's like when for some reason a few cars went outside, and now the guy that has the crane has a few more packs of cigars. What if?
You should have taken money when I offered it, Dirty. I said I was gonna buy it. You're like, him haw, and then now I haven't paid you, and I don't have the ship anymore. I've never brought this ship into the atmosphere. I don't have any idea what it's like in gravity. And it doesn't have like, yeah, it doesn't have rangefinders that point down. So I have no idea how close to the ground I'll be. Oh, I messaged Kai, we'll see. I'm assuming he's gonna want to know what the name of it is. What ship is it? Operate, I have so many. See, it shows 2 of them derelict in space. Do you know if I had version 2 or version 8? Any idea which one that was? I should really pay attention to what's going on here as I fly straight at the ground. Nope, you don't want to see that. I don't like sharing my screen. I really do not like screen sharing. So let's stop screen sharing.
Usually, the reason I to is because the desktop's a mess.
My desktop's not a mess. You never know what information is there that somebody can run off with, but
Yeah, like it just got pinged on. Yeah.
I'm trying to see if Kai can even find it for me, since I'm not the owner, I'm just the operator.
Yeah, I think about it. No, I actually never.
I assume. Oh, there we go again.
I never lost a ship that wasn't explicitly my fault.
Yeah, that wasn't explicitly your fault.
Yeah, it's always my fault because I, got a little optimistic with taking Dragon Wing from up back to my capture during cargo drop event.
That Dragon Wing is a big target on the cargo drop event. You need a little tiny ship.
Well, the thing is, like, I got like 2 kilometers from my capture, like. It's 50-kilometer trip, 2 kilometers before capture, and then it blows up.
Yeah, that's because you're flying directly away.
Moving.
You're flying directly away from people when there's a lot of thrusters. It's so easy to see when somebody's flying directly away from you.
Well,
When you're trying to
thing is,
get away, you have to fly
my
a...
move would have been to jump the cap to the other location after close to Arma, and then I would be flying straight at the Moon Merchant capture.
I think when you're trying to get away, you gotta zigzag. You gotta fly erratically. Evasive maneuvers, not just straight at your destination.
Fair. But it somehow worked on my way to Arma. Like, Siphon was like basically behind me, but it just, yeah, maybe just didn't shoot. Because the return trip is the one where the ship was running a light engine, or just not carrying anything.
If I crash this into the ground, I'm gonna cry.
What, would it then be the moment of throw the metaphorical keys at the ground and transfer to origin?
I will, I look like that German kid banging the keyboard in Unreal Tournament. Throwing a tantrum, because this is one of my favorite ships. Can't lose it now. But this ship is not meant to go to the surface. It doesn't have... There's no ground support. There's no real good detection. The strafing thrusters aren't great. It's just, it's not meant for this. This is not its job.
Yeah, bro. It's not a ship that's actually meant for that, but that's...
Yeah, I'd like a hauler that was specifically designed for going from the moon up.
Hauler is kind of a stretch in that thing.
Yeah, no, I don't know why people don't...
With 64 crates.
Yeah, that's not... I mean, it hauls something, but I don't know why it's not a more common ship.
Just the mail.
Being that this particular trip, this surface to your capital ship, has to be one of the most common hauling trips there is. Let's watch the particles and see how we're doing. Can we slow it with just the up thrust to get something reasonable? Oh, look at that. We were able to control it. Okay, so the up thrust does work. It is enough.
Yeah. If it's working well enough, I've got to work.
Yeah, if you stripped all the mining stuff off of that 1248 crate hauler and really focused it for this particular task, it would be great. Because it's a great ship. It flies nicely. It goes fast enough. It just doesn't. It just has a few little tweaks. That's all.
Technically, a hauler I've been sitting on just never did. So that could actually technically work because it's almost built for it.
You'll have to show it to me. I've not seen it. Alright, I didn't like how that was going.
Basically,
I'm sorry. I was answering Xenon's question, or mention. He said something about Kilo's new hauler. I've not seen that particular one. Kilo makes some nice ships, though. There's no arguing there.
yeah, I also make nice ships. It's just I never complete or sell them.
So, yeah, I never complete or sell them.
Well, I don't sell them because they're not complete, and I don't complete them because, well, the issue clearly sits between the chair and the computer.
Come on, land. Now it doesn't even want to fall. There we go. I logged the other account out so that I don't have this issue when I land. Okay. Are we directly above the safe zone? Let's see, I don't want to miss the safe zone. Be funny to come down just outside the safe zone. It would be pretty funny.
Then you just bin it.
Last minute you try and slam on the gas to get inside. What happens if you land like split the ship between the safe zone and not the safe zone? Get half the ship in.
Is your seat inside the safe zone?
Yeah, is it the endo that determines it?
I think yes, because I heard people bidding it because they flew too fast towards their cap ship, and it went like to the edge of the zone, and they hit it, but their seat was at the back.
Oh,
so they
yeah.
took their ship anyways.
Yeah, I assume that because I know the entering safe zone noise happens the moment your endo enters the What'd we crash into? The dock? Yeah. I thought we were on the ground. Let's turn out the handbrake. Oh, it's fine. The only object in here to hit, and I got it.
Nailed it.
Yep. I'd like to see that, Xenon. Kilo does nice work. It's hard to make a decent hauler that looks nice just because the voxel limitations. You're automatically giving up a bunch of space to make it look nice. If it did not go to somewhere random when I put it away in your station, it was there. Oh, it was right there. Alright, so I logged off. Oh, I should stay. I logged off the I should turn this around so that I don't have to do so much moving. My other account is logged off. We should not have the there should not be the possibility of issues this time.
So store the ship first, then do the trade and then get the ship back out? Question mark.
Well, I'll just take the stuff out of these storage spheres and not even log the other account in until I'm way far away. Stop that. Operated. Storage sphere. So this is dark we use storage sphere if it ever loads. Did I push? I'm always afraid I didn't push the button. It's just a sphere. There's nothing fancy about it.
Right, that's just rain.
It's just black.
How much did the blueprint cost?
I think it's on it's like 500,000 or something, I don't know.
What? For just twice that you can get a store core?
Yeah, but I intentionally chose this because it doesn't require glass or a ton of other random ores.
Fair.
Like, this only takes, like, Volcarium and Bastion, essentially. There's a couple little other things, but it's all the normal stuff. Oh yeah, I agree that they do look cool. But then I looked at the list to build it, and I was like, I don't need that.
Storage solution has an advanced display to help you keep the store core organized.
Yeah, I don't. Unless it does it automatically, I'm never gonna keep up with an advanced display.
I'm just saying it has display to help you keep organized.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
It can
change
neither
the name of
confirm nor
the.
deny it being automatic.
It can't be automatic.
It
It,
isn't.
it can't. Like, there's nothing
Look,
automated about storage in this game. So if it's expecting me to adjust YOLO based on what's in it, never gonna happen. Let's be honest. It's never gonna happen. Look at that. I don't even have all that much stuff.
That's my only big disappointment with the store because for some reason I actually thought it would be automatic.
It can't. There's no data in a storage crate.
No. Never say never in Starbase.
Well, you would have to have like material scanners on every crate.
Well, we could at least try to have like, okay, durability went down, but how much did it go down? Okay, assuming he stored it normally.
You have to jam your face into it to make it.
And the only thing the user would have to do is tell him what did we store, or at least what's normally stored in here.
Yeah, I don't. Space mining is possible to sort, but it needs a lot of time. Well, I mean, you can't move stuff between crates. You can only assign a crate based on what's being collected, right? Like there's you can't once it's in a crate, that's it. Right, you can do it at the collector, but it also slows down the collector. It's certainly not worth it.
Sounds like waiter time.
Oh, this is gonna take forever. Let's see, what is climbing? Lucium. Oh man. I'm gonna have to build a bunch of thrusters just to use up the Lucium and Yimrium I have stored all over the place.
Hey, if you have excess email, I'd not be reluctant to take it off you.
Yeah. Yimrium's pretty easy to get.
If you have a surface.
Well, you could certainly build yourself a surface miner.
That seems like a lot of SSC headache I don't have.
Or you buy the blueprint, or you download the free one.
Forgot how much the surfacer was.
20 million.
Yeah, no, that's not inside.
I think you can borrow one. Well, you pay for it. Is anything else climbing?
Let's borrow one, buy the
There
get
it
the
is.
free one, and then just mysteriously the YOLO on the borrowed one disappears and ends up on the free one.
Well, you borrow it until you can pay for the blueprint. I think that's how Brewster works it. So he gives you a ship, and then you turn around and buy the blueprint after you've made the money to get the to get it. But you could do that with the free Egomaniac one, the Bugger, or the Crawler. I never remember which one's the bigger one. There's one that's bigger than the other, and they're both free.
It's like, I'm actually not playing the game enough that I could lease it. That doesn't Leasing ships, yes, that's the point.
I'll buy the blueprint, and then you just pay me on a weekly basis.
That's like, nah. Nah, my time is actually worth less than that, so I guess I could suffer through the SSC again.
Oh no, I just need you to fix the YOLO on my ring miner, which I have to do from scratch. Spaceship rental services, right? In EVE Online, there's a budding and a very lucrative market for lending money in ships. Everything is 10% per month, so you'll lend somebody credits, and you'll get a return of 10% per month. It's a pretty good deal. I made a lot of money that way. All right, now we should be able to move this stuff to. All right, we'll move this stuff.
I need frosting. Oh, I think that just because I'm gonna be in the SSC and work on my train again.
How did you manage to get out of the ship designer? I'm 4,000 hours now and I've never found a way out. Oh, it's because I went in kicking and screaming. I don't know how you've been in there for 4,000 hours. After 4 minutes, I'm internally seething.
You just need to do it longer, and eventually, Stockholm syndrome kicks in.
Yeah, I don't. What is What did you call it?
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What's happened to all of you guys? If you've gone in there and you've been beaten down so much that you now think it's normal. No.
I wonder how much do you have to mess up your capital city that a mental illness gets named after it? Like, holy craps.
I was thinking that's in Switzerland. No, it's in Sweden, right? Sweden.
Yes, Sweden.
Sweden, not Switzerland. That's where Lingen's from, not. There was somebody else in here recently that was from Sweden. Aw, man, now I don't remember his name. If I saw it, I'd recognize it. $300 Zalium. To build a capital ship, you need like 6. I feel like there's still more. Yep, my ship's just full. That's a load. Alright. Back in the seat.
You know, I sometimes just did it where just instinctively hit the open SSC button even though I actually wanted to spawn a ship.
Oh, the Arma chip is on the capital if I want to sell the Zalium. And the Hatterite. That's the other thing. I've been selling the Zalium, the Hatterite. Turn off turtle. What else? The Kuatonium. Those 3 I've had lots and lots of. Are we going? No. Go. Oh, we're just... I always need an FCU to make sure I've got the FCU all the way up. Is that, is the cruise working? I actually used Hatterite and Kuatonium for something useful, alloy for rail cannons. Yeah, you can do, but I mean, I'm selling, I think I sold 900 stacks of Hatterite and 900 stacks of Kuatonium. I think I made nearly 15 million on those 2.
Look at that guy actually having money.
It's not hard. Like, of all the things in this game to not have money, there's no excuse for that, because I don't spend very much time, and you can make
excuses. I spent my time in the SSC.
See, that is a terrible use of your time.
do you mean that's the greatest?
It's awful. The SSC is awful. I spent 3 hours in there yesterday, and I still have the sweats thinking about it. And that ship doesn't really work. Like, the generators work now, it's the YOLO is all bad. So the auto mining portion of it has to be rewritten. Parts of it work.
Easy.
Well, it actually finds the asteroid just fine, and it approaches it just fine, but it's, for whatever reason, it's no longer centering the asteroid and moving back and forth like it's supposed to. So, but so part of it works just fine. Part of it does not, and I don't know when I look at the YOLO, I don't know what all the variables mean. So it's like hours of just staring at the YOLO.
No, it's a nightmare.
Right? It's terrible. And
I love it.
there's a lot of chips that appear to be doing the same thing. So I'm assuming they're just different rangefinders. They're assigned to different rangefinders doing the same kind of calculation all at the same time. They're only like 2 and 3. There's like 6 or 7 chips that are 3 lines, all doing roughly the same thing with just different variables. So I just have to figure out what it's looking for. And to be honest, I don't want to do it. I'd rather find somebody else to do it. Sucker somebody into doing it.
Okay.
But the ship itself has problems, so I was hoping it was going to be an easy fix, and it is not.
There's nothing easy to see.
Well, but the ship was already made. I was just doing the heat update, and I was hoping all the rest of it still worked. And it's not working like it once did. So, back to the drawing board. And by the drawing board, I'll probably just get a second. I'll just buy another surfacer. I'll just buy another surfacer. It'll be easier. And build a couple more cap ships so all the characters have their own cap ships and hauler. It's just for a game that has no repeatable game loop. Man, can it suck your time down. Like there's just everything takes so much time. Like this 100-kilometer flight is like 20 minutes of nothing, which is one of the reasons why I liked that planet Sudi so much better. But it doesn't have craters with all the fun stuff in it.
Because it's tiny.
It is tiny, but it had some good stuff on it. But it only had a 10-kilometer, haul out. You were only 10 kilometers from your ship. It was amazing.
Am I just now concerned about the size of this ship? Whatever.
Are you ready for the tournament? You got what? Today's... what even is today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
So you've got... did they put out a bracket yet?
No.
And do you know when tournaments start, or...
Saturday.
Right, but you don't know when.
Yes, we do actually.
And are they one right after the other?
I don't remember it.
Do you not get much warning? It's one of the reasons why I couldn't be in the tournament. Is this is a holiday weekend in the United States, so.
Yeah, it's also Switzerland.
Oh, it is?
Damn it.
What holiday do you... For us, it's Memorial Day.
Actually not necessarily.
Oh, we found it.
But it's Pfingstmontag. I don't know what the name of that is. But yeah, Mondays I actually have day off on Monday, so that's a win.
Apparently he found it.
might just rigidly couple the card to the.
The first post under tournament info has dates and times. Oh. I'll have to take a look. Yeah, this is, what holiday is in Switzerland this weekend?
I don't actually know, but all I know is it's Pfingstmontag, so it's
It's what?
as.
I guess this would have been Victory in Europe Day. Is that what they originally called it?
I don't know.
VE Day, I think is what it was originally called originally.
I don't know. That might know.
May 8th, nope. But so I think we call it Memorial Day, and it's a holiday designed to remember those lost in service of the country. So what? But May 8th was Victory in Europe Day. What is? Was it V? We had VJ Day. The rest of Europe. No, that was in August.
That's actually a
August.
actually Christian holidays for that.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
I don't know
Let's
what.
see. I don't. It's a holiday, and that's all I.
So Kai fixed the ship. It's at my capital.
Wait, that fast?
Yeah. He's the best.
That's crazy fast turnaround time.
Yeah, he is. He's Kai is the best. There's no question.
He is.
Kai is the best. I don't think he ever sleeps.
Sounds like it sometimes.
I wonder where it was. He's awful slow. He's not much of a conversationalist.
No, he is.
He doesn't. I try to hold conversations with him, and he doesn't. He's a one-word answer
Yo.
kind of guy.
It's like the yo, yeah.
He always answers, but it's always very short.
Well, he doesn't have much time.
It was in moon gravity somewhere.
Sounds good.
So it must have. So what must have happened? It must have shot that up to that 5-kilometer mark, just like the Surfacer did, except I wasn't sitting in it. So what happened the first time is I was when the Surfacer magically appeared 5 kilometers in the air. So my alt character was sitting in the Surfacer sitting in the Surfacer in the safe zone, and when Farpoint entered the safe zone, the two of them magically were 5 kilometers in the sky. Right? Just magically 5 kilometers up. And they were both falling. And the Surfacer was falling much faster than Waypoint, than the alt character was. So I insurance transferred Farpoint to the Surfacer and took control of it, which I thought.
That doesn't sound optimal.
But I had to manually fly the alternate character 5 kilometers back to the ground, which was terrible.
Sounds terrible.
But I thought the that having the reconstruction machine on there was super convenient.
Someone did think it. Well, sometimes people think stuff through. that's a nice technology.
I would. It would be interesting to know if they always. And the funny part was, it was exactly 5 kilometers. It wasn't 5,200. It was 5,000 meters on the money, which means that there's somewhere in the code 5,000 meters shows up. Does that make sense? Because it doesn't. If it pulled it a random distance into space, then I can see, there being a bug in the code. But you could at least chase down the bug knowing it was exactly 5,000 kilometers, because somebody put 5,000 in the code somewhere. Does that make sense?
Sometimes the math just equates to
such.
something. I don't know. I haven't written it.
No, but usually when there's a bug, it's rarely a perfect distance.
So, what was it? I think there is I forgot how many kilometers, but I think 50 a chunk in Starbase is 50 kilometers across.
But I wonder if it's different within gravity. Like, you know what I mean?
No, chunks are always the same size.
Okay. So, I mean, chunks are a common thing used in all video games, but not all video games, but a lot of games use the chunk thing. But sometimes the chunk on a surface, because then all of Elysium would be within essentially 1 or 2 chunks, which I guess is possible. Let's turn cruise off.
The thing is, like, the game divided it up into chunks, and allegedly, initially, there was something about the chunks being, like, not quite connected, and you'd have to use warp gates to go between them. So they were quite large in the beginning. But then they realized they could actually just seamlessly do it in the engine, so they did that, because that's easier.
Look at Xenon Station from this angle. It looks like a big, like a parabolic disc almost, like the square version of it, and it's an antenna.
But yeah, that's basically where the chunk size came from, and that's why in some places the util just starts shaking.
Oh yeah. Like there are places where.
And some it shakes worse than others.
Yeah, that's your hauler.
Yeah, but that starts...
Is it not supposed to be there?
I wanted.
You despawned it on the surface.
Oh, it just has a very advanced autopilot. I don't know what you mean. We just snuck it in while you weren't looking.
Did you lose it, or did it get did it get stolen as well? Was it in the hangar down there? Or did you lose it down there?
We will never know.
Apparently, what's his name restored it for you. Let's move all this stuff. Please, all of you go. Please be space. There should be. Oh, you did send a ticket, so just ignore that. Now he said he put it here. We'll see where it. He showed me a picture. He sent me a picture of the ship in this safe zone. So I'm assuming he despawned it in this hangar. Please. Operated. There it is. Current station. Alright, those are climbing up, and then I have to run back and get another. So I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna log in that other account real quick and move some stuff over to those storage cubes so I can do it again. Just give me a minute here, guys, and I'm gonna use the restroom real quick while it's logging in. Hold on.
This means that now I get to entertain chat. Yeah, no, there's some interesting stuff and mining 5Ks away from the station. That would involve flying for 5Ks. Well, yes, but I'm just not sure what... I'm not gonna sing a song, chat. Silly. Like, A, can't sing, and B, the viewer count would just go in half. Well, then I guess it's gonna be a riot. So I'm just let me see it. But yeah, let's just talk about how great the SSE is. Okay. Yeah, like it's like old spaceships and just works some most of the time. Look, it's the login into Starbase. You open the SSC, you place down like 4 parts, you bolt them down, and then it's like, oh god, that was a hard day of Starbase. Log out, then go watch YouTube for like 20 minutes, then log back in and do it all again. Rinse and repeat. That's the trick to keeping your sanity while in the SSC, which, you know, it's not always obvious. But hey, I mean, it at least gets easier after the first chip. Trademark.
Trademark.
PowerPoint's back.
I'm back. Thanks for talking.
Yeah, you're welcome. We talked about how great the SSC is.
Oh, yeah. That is the biggest load of bullcrap ever. SSC is the devil.
No, we have to go. They appeal to most audiences, right?
All right. I like how it's falling all of a sudden. I try to leave a little bit of everything behind. The Bastion can all stay. So there's a little bit, oh, there's more Hatterite. We don't need that for anything, it's useless. I really wish I could get ice off the surface. I should have just done 2 400s, because I just want to leave a bit behind so that there's everything. Wow, there's a lot. See, there's 746 Kuatonium. You get that everywhere here. That is the
No.
that for me. That's the moneymaker is Kuatonium, just because there's so much of it.
Is there actually no good green in the SSC?
Green? There's no good colors in this game at all.
Oh, indigo. That's all.
There's what we're after. There's the Zalium. Oh, there's only 22. Oh, it only holds 22. I'm like, that's not true. Okay. This ship has a durability error. I need to put a smaller hangar down here just for these storage spheres. Just exactly the right size. I want to do that on the capital ship anyways, so that would let me know what size that is. It might be smart. These storage spheres are my main method for transferring ores back and forth between these characters. And having the hangar so large that it's up in space. Sorry, I'm missing comments. Fire. Yeah. You don't do the SSC either, Xenon? You're not a...
You get to see so many hilarious game break in so many hilarious ways.
The SSC is one of those places where you either love it or you utterly hate it. It's just, it's so polarizing. Taking all the Zalium. Vocarium's not here, the rest of this... What else we got here? Oh, there's 500 Nergite. I guess we certainly don't need 500 Nergite down here. I don't get Cherodium down here. I don't get Vocarium, so... Okay, so that should be it for the... Ugh. Store it. Nope, wrong button. Tab, not escape. Sometimes the speed at which you spin around is really slow, and other times it's like off the charts. I don't get it. I'm assuming it's just me, but I have my mouse turned down so low. I'm like terrified to have these two accounts open at the same time now. Where's Starbase? That's one. Starbase, this is the other one.
Wait a minute, actually.
Let's edit the scene.
Wait, plate doesn't work at that scale.
You like to talk to yourself, don't you? Oh,
yes, I do.
I logged. This one. Now we're gonna take this hauler. Now here's the... Oh, he found it in space too, so it probably needs fuel. He could have at least filled it up when he brought it back.
How?
There's no hard points. Do those all run? Are those all the same? How many? Do you know how many groups of thrusters you have in the back there? Death Sun, Dirty? Just one.
Budget.
So I assume the reason that this ship doesn't roll well is because there's no thrusters that are like directly against the rotation. Like these can make roll, but had there been thrusters that were opposing the center of the ship, it would probably roll better. So we can come over here and Oh, the thrusters there are in the wrong spots, yeah. It does, like I said, I enjoy the ship. I will not, I always feel like people are taking my suggestions as complaints, and they're not complaints, because this is actually, I like a lot of the things about this ship. There's too many effing buttons. Let's just be honest. There's too many buttons. So maybe one of Vega's fancy displays would be nice, but never enough buttons. Well, that's an interesting glass room. Okay, maybe. Everything is on a button. He didn't give me operator. That's the back. Well, we can look at the back. You know what a plasma thruster looks like, though. Let's look inside. Oh yeah, just a big hollow cube. And then you must say, oh, you can get in from here. So that's nice and simple. Yep. Just a plasma thruster. Some props, some generators. Other than that, pretty straightforward. I like that there's an inside. I mean, obviously there's nothing in here, but pretty simple. All depends on how it flies. Now let me out. Oh, this glass is completely unnecessary. All the buttons. Alright, let's try this again. That's a nice ship, Xenon. Like I said, Kilo does nice work. We'll put the cruise on. Stored batteries, fuel rods, gas. Yep. Now we do it again. I should make sure I didn't fill it before it vanished. I don't think I did. No. Okay. Alright, I gotta turn down the sensitivity on this mouse, or something's going on, because I'm having trouble with the mouse sensitivity. What am I doing? I have a Corsair keyboard, headset, and mouse, so they all use the same piece of software. Which is kind of nice. It's not a great piece of software, but it's okay. Let's see. The mouse has an adjustable DPI, I guess. And there's a button on the top of the mouse that lets you change it on the fly. Just kind of nice, but I never seem to get it. Never seem to get it quite how I want it. Like, I want one to be, there needs to be a really, really slow one for when I'm doing PvP. It's nice to have one that barely moves when you're trying to track Praxis. That seems okay. Now I should be able to turn off the cruise. A lot of these buttons have to do with what? Mining on, mining off. These are assuming mining scripts. Sensitivity. Something turret rotation. These are all blank. Laser length, laser pitch, laser rotation. So those are all ones that I haven't ever touched. Oh, there's a furnace on here too. That's cool. That's neat. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff could come off. A reconstruction machine would be nice for the times when your ship gets ejected into space. That would have been perfect. I could have reconstruction machined to. Actually, you can only be connected to one reconstruction machine on a ship at a time. Am I right there? Do you know? Did Vega leave me? Am I alone? Vega left me. I didn't even say goodbye. You're working on the 1248H at the moment. It has reconstruction machine. So here's the question: can you be tied to more than one reconstruction machine? Like ship reconstruction? Like I just have Farpoint's ship here, which is the surfacer. But I think if I try to connect to a different one, yeah, I think just the one. But if I was in this ship, that would be the one I would be tied to. One ship, one station per endo. Oh, okay. But you can have as many capital ships or origins. So lots of capital ships and origins? Can you have more than one? You can have a bunch of origins, right? I don't know why you would. I have Origin 1 and Origin 2 and Origin 15. That way it kind of gets me. I can get across the bunch of them. I should do whatever the opposite directions are, so like 7 and I guess it would be like, yeah, 7 and 20 something, or 7 in the teens. I have 20 origins and still lose more because I have spawn points from other endos. Yeah, I don't know why I would need 20 origins. I mean, I could see if you were, really busy around Origin, that you could have like 1 out of every 3. That way you never had to go more than 1 Origin over. I guess it's every other one. No, every 3rd one, because yeah, then you'd never have to go more than 1 Origin. So if you did number 1 and number 4 and 7, 10, that sort of thing. Yeah, at 150 meters wrong button. I just wanted to rotate. At 150 meters a second, it's only a couple of minutes between origins. Oh. And let me see. Do any of you, I guess it would just be Xenon or Dirty, are either of your hangars full size in your cap ships? Yours is now. And can you make it to all the moons in that cap ship? I don't have enough prop in mine. I guess I could just put another set of prop tanks in there. I think I need just one more prop tank to make the furthest distance. I could just do it temporarily. I should just try that. I probably have the... I want to make all of them and more. Yeah, I only have 4 prop tanks in my little cap ship, and it only has 400,000 units, and I think to make it to seal, it's like... was like 420,000 or 500,000. I don't remember what it was. I could make Magellan at 420, but I think I need to do a mission to get out to Cerulean. He's out at one of the far moons and can't, for whatever reason, he can't despawn one of his ships. Oh, see, that would just be one more. That would... Now, is that a... I know my thoughts are jumping all over the place, so it's probably hard to keep up, but 480,000 units, is that for every ship uses the same amount of propellant, regardless of how many, you know, how many thrusters it has or how heavy it is? Because I assumed as your ship got bigger... Yes, just distance. Oh, so that's a distance, not a well, no. So like 480,000 units is 5... That's 5 tanks, right? Because each tank has 100,000 units in it? Because my assumption was a new cap has 20 thrusters and it's the same as the old. See, that's interesting because I lost all my thrust there in the turn. Django was saying that as his ship has grown, he has gone from needing 1 Carnite filling tool to 2 Carnite filling tools to make it to Elysium. And I kind of assumed with the huge capital ship that it would take a lot more exo or a lot more propellant because the ship was bigger. Because I mean, it just doesn't make sense that a ship with 100 thrusters takes the same amount of prop as a ship with 4. Now, this game in a lot of ways doesn't make sense in those sorts of things, but I guess the question would be the easiest way to answer that question was for you to take your chip from your ship that has 10, from your ship that has 10 thrusters to like my ship that has 4, and see if it takes the same amount of propellant using the same chip from the same, like if Xenon and I are next to each other, because his ship has what, 9, almost 40, is 36. It would be the same. So it's not, you're saying the distance changes the propellant usage, not the mass of the ship. Seems to, yes. Interesting. Because I'm almost certain, speaking of Django, he's not here today. It's weird when Django's not here. Because I swear he said it went from 1 Carnite filling tool to 2 Carnite filling tools in his trip from Eos to Elysium. Well, how many is it? Just how many Carnite filler tools to go from Eos? Yeah, Xenon, I would expect you to use a ton. How much Carnite does it take to go from Eos to Elysium? Less than 1 filler tool for me. Yep. Damage, I don't... Your old cap needed 4 tanks? Yeah, I only have 1. I mean, I have 4 tanks, but I only need 1 filler tool. Well, I mean, Xenon's is huge. How many zones is yours, Xenon? Yours has to be what? 3 by 3? 3 by 3 by 2? So it's a perfect square, but only 2 tall? I'm being weird descending here because I'm trying to read comments and stuff. I don't know, the ship does not take up every zone, but it is a 3 by 3 square in terms of zones. That's kind of what I assumed it would be in order to keep it square. So it's pretty big. I wonder... Yeah, there's no hurry. This is where I would like a landing script. Like all of a sudden I'm coming down again. I like the on the surface there's 2 speedometers. The one that tells you what your descending rate. It has one that tells you the rate at which you're descending based on the inertia dampener that's in it. So even if you can't tell how fast, you're not pointed at the ground and you're more than 1,000 meters up, you can at least tell how fast you're descending. Like I know that the vertical thrusters on the surfacer can easily eat 50 meters a second within 100 meters from the ground. So if you're doing less than 50 meters a second down, you can just stomp on the up thrusters and it stops you almost immediately. Yeah, I have issues with flying upside down. That might just be the fact that I've spent too much time in a real airplane. There are certain things that I just cannot get over. I don't do upside down. Upside down is bad in an airplane. Just like I always want to keep the airplane flat and level. That would be an upgrade also, Dirty, would be a little better down visibility. Yeah, I'd be interested in talking to Django again to see, or just do the experiment where we take the same chip and go between a couple of vastly different sized ship. I'm not sure if you know, Dirty, but I am risk averse in certain things. Like I would totally take this into a PvP fight and chuckle about it, but I will not fly at the ground. There's... I have limits. Oh, I'm on the other side. We need to, brakes. Yeah, that whole flying in one direction. Oh no, we're gonna crash for sure. Nailed it. It needs better reverse. Does it have reverse at all? Maybe I don't have it. Maybe I don't have it assigned, or I don't have the right one turned on. Yeah. I was in something that didn't have reverse. I also didn't have the right key binding turned on, which is probably important. I almost want the key binding. I want to be able to put which key binding, like I want a visible thing up here where I can see what key binding is in. That would be very nice. Or I assign the key binding to the ship, so when I get in it switches the key binding. Would also be okay. So yesterday I talked with Happy Trigger about we're going to start doing some testing for some pod racing. We're going to see what kind of terrain loading speeds we can work with. So that looks promising. It looks like it should be some fun, but instead of just doing it all willy-nilly, we're actually gonna oh, did I just connect the two ships together? I did, didn't I? Is there a keybind or a setting to just disconnect your tether from a distance? Or do you always have to fly back and disconnect it? Anybody know? Because that needs to be a feature. One point to your open cockpit assigned. Yeah, but it's got negative points just because it's an open cockpit. So there's that. Closed cockpits will always score higher than open cockpits. But you gotta remember, this ship having this particular cockpit, I'm asking for something that he didn't build it for. Like this is that's a mining ship that does not need a open bottomed cockpit. Did I? Alright, this should be the last. Hopefully I have enough space in my station inventory to take these 2,000 things. It looks like now we just have to wait for it to wait for the inventory to load. And then we have to do a bunch of trips, which they will not all be during the stream today. I have to make dinner. 5 o'clock, I gotta put dinner in the oven. It's my day to make dinner. Oh, I don't think I realized there were chairs here. Are those just for spectators? Oh, that's right, you've got a bunch of stuff in here I forgot about. This is where This is the crafting table is. And the alloy furnace. What's for dinner? Tonight I have a teriyaki pork roast, a tenderloin, teriyaki tenderloin. Oh, there is a reconstruction machine in here. I didn't know that. Well, hot damn. Teriyaki pork tenderloin, some roasted fingerling potatoes, roasted broccoli, sauerkraut. It's almost always sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut. Alright. Are we done updating my inventory? Nope. Well, I have to cook for 5, and if it's not good enough, then I get Actually, I don't get complaints. My kids eat anything. Because if they don't eat anything, then they get to make it the next day. Whoever complains makes dinner the next day. So... so if you don't like dinner, well, too bad. Alright, we're gonna take the Carnite with us, because that's a useful thing to have. Look at all that Lucium. Yimrium, Zalium. Zalium gets sold. The Vicarium will stay. You like that rule? That, my kids are not a big fan of that rule. I also buy those, occasionally, maybe once a month. I, will buy 3 or 4 meals from Blue Apron or Home Chef or one of those box meal places. And my kids have to make it. I don't even help. They are required to, when those things show up, they know they're going to be doing some cooking. But it teaches them how to follow a recipe and to do it from scratch. So, my kids are pretty good about it. Look, I even have an endo kit. Not that I could put it in my inventory, but I could put it in that machine and then link to it in case this crisis ever happens again. And then I need to go ahead and change the ownership of the surfacer over to the other. It's there's just so much little bullshit that has to be done. I guess this is where corporations come in. And if we all worked towards the same goal, it would be a lot more fun. Even if we played co-op, since multiplayer is not really a thing in this game, but so I've not done the whole corporation thing because I've not seen a point really. But I mean, I made a corp. But I'm not great at babysitting people. I don't want to babysit people. I gotta go turn the oven on. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about. Look, my inventory's still jacked up. What is going on? Give me back my inventory. What is the problem? I'm assuming it's still trying to move something. Oh, yep, Kuatonium just started. I guess when you move almost 4,000 items, it takes some time. Look at that juicy 1,100 stacks of Lucium. There's 900 stacks of Egesium, which are nearly worthless unless you need obscene amounts of allium. I guess I could put stuff on this station. Can you put solar? Oh, I guess. Could I put a solar ship on this? On the station? Like leave it sit here? Would it charge a? I guess it doesn't matter. Like, cause I'm always making allium, but I'm also sitting nearby doing. You can use solar in factory hall. Factory halls are the sketchy part, but I think once you get a factory hall together and it stops breaking, you're not messing with it anymore. It seems to work okay. So I might be able to put one out here. Like I need to put a floor and some stuff out here to make this a little easier to work with, because instead of floating in space. It might be worth messing around with. Oh, that Kuatonium, how much of it is there? Still locked up. Oh, now Lucium's going up some more. Yeah, that hangar with no floor has given me PTSD for moving. I'm just gonna put some station blocks in there. That's the kind of the minimum number of supports that were required. I had never built on the moon really before, so I was just sticking them down wherever. So that's what we got. But I'm just gonna fill the floor with station cubes. It'll be fine. I'll burn up some of this Valkite. Hey, look, I got my ship back. As long as it works. Well, it doesn't always work. Sometimes it breaks. Another ship full. We're gonna have so many. Most of the time, though. Well, and it's like any other hangar that's kind of sketchy, is you just take out a piece and put it back in and it's fine. Anyways, I was talking about corporations. You guys are all in corporations, though. So I don't know what the point of opening a corporation for, unless you all wanted to had a goal for a corporation. It just seems like a place to have a Discord. Like, you guys are in, 2 of you are in Geth that I know of. A couple of you are in that other one, IPS. Sasquatch and Pepa. What's it called? Edominis Patris, no. What's it called? I can't think of what the name of with the feather and the, I don't know, that big corporation. And then Anorak has a corp that seems to be really, really active. Galactic Ore and Rescue or something. But I don't. I'm not good at babysitting people. I have very little tolerance for the shenanigans that people do in corporations. So I've kind of stayed away from messing with that. Even though I do have a corporation, Icarus Project. There you go. I technically have a corporation with one member. I don't even have my alts in it. And I named it. See how clever I was? I put the E on Point Cloud. Because all of my characters have point in their name. See how clever that was? I have far point and waypoint and hard point. There you go. It seemed clever anyways. So, I don't know. But I can see where a corporation with a common goal would be useful, but everybody seems to be any of the corporations I've seen is just a collection of people all with individual goals. Does that guy have a beer? Guy has a beer. I have a couple of beers in the fridge. I got some local sour beers. I like sours. I tend to get the ones with like 9%, 10% alcohol. There's a brewery. Oh, half a mile. If there weren't any trees, I could probably see the brewery. It has some pretty good beers. They're way better than any of our normal domestic beers. And I can't stand IPAs, India Pale Ales. I don't like those at all, and they're like the biggest thing here now. If you go to a store where you can buy beer, half of the selection is IPAs, and I just don't like them. I like sours, I like heavy beers like porters or kitkas, but I don't like pale ales. I don't want anything that's really hoppy. I don't like hops. And I wanted to have enough alcohol to kick your ass after a couple of drinks. I don't want to have to drink 30 cans of you know, 100-calorie piss water. But that's just me. Oh, this part's so boring. This is the part I try to do while you guys aren't here, because it's super boring. It's almost as boring as the SSC. Almost. It's not quite as painful. It's just as boring, not quite as painful. Unit rate limit. We were able to help. Let's say 5 helpers and 4 crashes per hour, and a lot of fun finding parts again. That just occurred to me. I never picked up any of those ores after recycling. After recycling those parts, I just logged off and they were gone. Oh, that's funny. Whatever. I brought back the old music. I was missing it. I know some people don't like it. I dig it. I need Vega to code us an advanced display that has, I don't know, an interesting game on it. You could play Pong or Snake, Battleship while we're doing this. You could probably code Pong on an advanced display. It might work. Give you something to do while you're flying. Battleship with a passenger. Yeah. Or give me one of those old screensavers from like Windows 95 so I could watch the ball bounce around or the little logos spin. The pipes. Do you remember the pipes that it used to make? Give me one of those screensavers to look at. I think pipes was my favorite. Back when screensavers were a thing. I kind of miss screensavers. Now the screens just turn off. I know that these very few of these new monitors have burn-in like an old CRT did, but I kind of just miss the fun part of a screensaver. I like the pipes too. Yep, I used to watch those pipes. Like they were, like it was the program you were supposed to be using. Yeah, so mine does a slideshow. It can do a slideshow if I don't, but I just have them turned off. But I would do pipes again. Maybe with Windows 12 they'll bring back pipes. I mean, they're remastering all the old stuff anyways. Why not bring back something fun like that? I need them to start remastering some old like Atari games. I think that would be interesting. There were some old Atari games that I could still dig again. Or 8-bit Nintendo, 8-bit Sega games. Just makes the graphics a little better than 8-bit, like still pretty terrible, but a little better than 8-bit. I remember being addicted to this game called Dragon Warrior on the original Nintendo, and it was horrible. But I occasionally find myself... Excitebike, right? You could make tracks, your own tracks in Excitebike. I loved Excitebike. Oh man, those were the good days. So I think I got an Atari in about, I want to say 1985. And it had this, the most morbid game was called Bouncing Babies. And it was a bunch of like skyscraper buildings, and you were you were a pair of firemen with a trampoline that you held between you. So your character was actually two firemen and a trampoline. And people would throw babies out of the windows of the buildings, and you had to run back and forth and catch them in your trampoline, and they would bounce off the screen and you would get points. But if you didn't, then the baby would splat on the ground. It was the most morbid video game ever. Look it up. It was a crazy, crazy game. Like, I couldn't believe it that it even existed, but that was the 80s. Let me see if I can look up the game. Bouncing Babies, Atari. Oh, you can play it online. Huh. Oh man. Let's see if it'll... I'm gonna try not to crash. Let's see where it takes me. Move this to my alternate screen so I don't crash into my capital ship.